In today's video, I'm going to be giving you the ultimate guide to UK visitors visa. I applied for the UK visitors visa and I visited the UK for 2 weeks. I had fun. I enjoyed my stay. I visited like London and every other thing that I'm going to share with you in this video. But the point of this video today is for me giving you the ultimate guide to UK visitors visa, sorry. So in today's video I'm going to cover the UK visitors visa process. I'm going to be sharing with you the procedure, the process, the cost, and documents that you need to apply for the UK's visitors visa. I'm also going to tell you the mistakes that you should avoid when applying for the UK visitors visa. So guys, this is your ultimate guide, and so we have to dive in. Hi guys, hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Cindy's Reality. If you're new on the channel, you're welcome. If you're old on the channel, thanks for coming by to watch another video. On this channel, I talk about my life in Romania. I talk about affordable Romanian universities available for international students. I also talk about jobs available for those that would like to come and work in Romania. So if you find interest in content like this, please do well to subscribe. Click on that notification button so each time I post a video, you get notified. So guys, if you have been watching my vlogs, you know that I visited the UK and I stayed there for 2 weeks. So I visited places like I visited London, Blackpool, Manchester, and I had the most incredible time. So I just want to talk to you about the process and everything that you need to do. So the UK visitors visa is for when you want to visit the UK to explore as a tourist, you want to visit a friend, a family, or a short business trip. And this visitors visa is usually for 6 months. So I got my visa. The visa was valid for the 1st of September and is only going to expire on the 1st of February. So that's 6 months and it's a multiple entry. I can go whenever I want and whenever I find it to go to the UK. All I need to do is to book my flight and yeah, I'm gone. So now in this particular video, we're going to start with a step-by-step application guide. So the first thing that you need to do, you need to prepare yourself and you need to be aware that you want to travel to the UK, and you also need to prepare yourself financially and also document wise. This particular video, I'm going to talk about the course, and I'm also going to talk about the documents that you need in order to apply for your UK visitors visa. But right now I'm going to take you through the steps that you need to know. So the first thing that you need to know is to go on the UK government visa website. The link, I'm going to leave the link to that website down below. Now, once you're there, the next thing that you need to find out is that you need to fill out your application form. I did fill out my application form. Yeah, on the day that I wanted to fill the application form, I make sure that I went to somewhere quiet, somewhere calm, because you need to avoid any mistake, and everything that you need to write on your application form needs to be spellings void. Your name needs to be correct, and the same with all other documents and every information that you're filling on that form. You need to make sure that it's valid and is truthful. So the next step is to fill in your application form. Now for the visa fee, I think I paid let me double check so I'm not making a mistake. So for the visa fee, after I've filled in all of my information and the rest, so I paid for the visa fee 153 euros. That's how much I pay for the visa fee. Now you also have to book for your biometrics. For my biometrics, I paid I paid 93 euros if I'm not mistaken. I couldn't find that receipt in my email. This is the only receipt that I could find, the visa fee payment. Now for your biometrics, I paid 93 euros, that I'm sure. Or it should, yeah, 93 euros. Now, submitting your documents, you have two options to submit the documents. Either you submit your documents online on your laptop and on the website, or you go with your physical documents on the day of your biometrics to submit it physically. Now, doing it online is for free. You submit your documents, you don't have to pay. But when you go to the visa center with your documents physically, you will pay a certain amount. I don't know that amount because I did not go with my documents. I submitted my documents online. Now the waiting time for the visa decision is usually 2 or 3 weeks, but in my case it took 5 days and I got my visa. So from the day that I went for my biometrics until the day that I got my passport, it was 5 days. So they didn't take long to give my decision. That was because all of my documents were correct. I didn't give them any doubt. They just went through all my documents. I know that everything that I've submitted is right and my documents were complete. So now the second part of this video is for me to list my documents to you. So let's dive into that part. So guys, as you can see on my screen, these are my documents that I submitted for my UK visitors visa. You also need to know that these documents, if you want to apply for another country, you can use this same procedure. If you want to apply for a visitor's visa to another country, you can as well use this procedure or these documents. It's still the same. So guys, now let's dive into the documents that I used to apply for my UK's visitor's visa. So the first document that I submitted was my bank statement, and my bank statement was for 3 months. I submitted my bank statement for 3 months with all of my transaction history, my salary coming in, everything that I've been buying. So I printed my bank statement for 3 months and I submitted. I also asked for a holidays contract for my work. I asked my work to draft me a letterhead stating that I can go on holidays. I have 21 days that I can use to go for my holiday. So my work did that with the work information, with the letterhead, my employer, and everything that was necessary. So I included my holidays work contract. The next thing was my house contract. I included my house contract, my passport, my resident permit, my pay slip. As you can see, I also included my pay slip for 3 months for the month of April, March, and May. So that was also my pay slip for 3 months. Now I also included my work contract. One thing that you need to know, because UK is an English country, I had to translate almost half of the documents on this list. I translated my bank statement because it's in Romania. My holiday contract certificate is also in Romania. So if you want to apply for your UK visitors visa, any document that is not in English, you can translate it to English to make the process easy. And it's also very important that you translate it in English so the ambassador better understand the documents that you have provided. Now the next documents, because I was visiting my partner is based in the UK. So because I was visiting him, he also provided me with some documents that I'm also going to share with you. So the documents that he provided was his driving license. As you can see here, his driving license, the front and the back, and then documents to show that he lives in the UK and a bill that he's been paid. I'm sure this was surely his phone bill that he gave me to add to my documents. These are supporting documents. He also provided his passport, front and back, to me. We also drafted an invitation letter. He did wrote that letter. I don't know if I should show the content of that letter because that letter has our information, some very important information. But if you want to know what the content of that letter was, please comment down below, and I'm going to make a video on that. But I'm going to remove all of our information and then show you the letter. But then we did drafted an invitation letter, which is also very important. Another letter that he provided was his bill. This was surely a bill from also his phone payments, or maybe car or something. I need to double check that. So these were the documents that he also provided. Another document that he also provided for me was his flight details, the stamp on his passport, because he has been visiting me. He has been visiting me here in Romania, so he provided stamps. That should be the boarding hand. Yeah, he provided a stamp on his passport that shows that he has been visiting me here in Romania. So that was also very important. So that was it for the documents that I used to apply for my UK visitors visa. So now the next thing that we're going to talk about is the visa fee. I already mentioned that earlier. So for my visa fee, I paid 153 euros. For the biometrics, I paid 93 euros. And then for my I pay for my passport to be delivered to me in Cluj. That is 100. I paid 100 but how much is 100 in euros? I'm going to include that. And yeah, the totals that I spent, let me quickly do the calculations. So the total that I spent for my visitors UK's visa, excluding flight and every other budget that I had, this was strictly for the application. This is 266 euros. So that was how much I spent, 266 euros for the visa application process. Now we are going to talk about mistakes to avoid during your visa application process. One of the first things that you need to avoid is incomplete documents. Avoid that, because first of all, that one is going to delay your application. It's going to take even 3 weeks for them to grant you a decision if your documents are incomplete. That means that if your documents are incomplete, they might send you email to let you know that they need this particular document for you, and that's just going to make the process long. Vague travel plans, like you don't know what you want to do, you don't know the intention of your visit to the UK, like just vague. Insufficient funds. Yeah, the embassy want to see how much that you have that you need to spend in the UK. For me, I stated that I had £500 to spend, but my partner, you remember that my partner is also there, and he did set in our invitation letter that he's there to support me during my stay, and the money that I provided, the £500 will just be for transportation, food, and any other thing, but he's also there to support me. That was why I show a proof of funds, or I said I have £500 to spend for my holiday. No clear ties to your home country. I think the ties that are provided to the country that I'm living in currently, which is Romania, my work contract, my house contract, my resident permit. This one shows that I have things that I have to come back here to do. My work contract, I have a work contract that shows that I have to go to work. My house, I'm still paying rent and the contract is still active. So that was the things that shows that I have to come back to my home country that you also need to provide for your visa. Now the next tip was the next thing that I'm going to talk on this video is tips for approval. Be honest, very important. Be honest and be truthful that you know that you're going to the UK and you want to come back. Be detailed with the documents, with your letterhead, with everything. Be detailed and show strong tie to your home country, like a job, contract, a family, or a property that you own. So Yeah, that was all for everything that I did for the UK visitors visa.